Hello, my friends. I thought I'd do one more video today, look at some cards really quick. So this is a new deck that I got a few weeks ago when I was visiting friends in Palm Springs. It was a blast. It is the Sacred Hags Oracle. I love the artwork. I love the concept of Sacred Hags. It's super cool. So anyway, very fun. We'll be taking a look at some of these cards today. Just really about maybe, what does it want us to know today? So hopefully everybody's had a good weekend. I had a lovely weekend. Had an online retreat today talking about AI. That was a lot of errands and stuff yesterday. Can't believe it's already Sunday night, ready to go back to work tomorrow. By the way, it's a new moon this week, so if I get a chance, maybe I'll record a new moon ritual that I'm going to do for myself, and hopefully I can get that up and posted. So yeah, I've been asking a lot of questions about not knowing lately, being in a space of not knowing, because there's a whole lot of really unknown sorts of things. So we have the season of mud-caked hands. It's an interesting one. So a lot of creation energy in that. Let's see what it has to say about the season of mud-caked hands. Nurturing. So that's about nurturing. Grandmother speaks. You have surely tended these fragile seed dreams of yours well, beloved. Tell me, are you ready to take some precious time out of your day to enjoy the fruits of your witch's labor? What desires once lingered in the distant ether, seemingly so far away, so far out of reach, but now you hold them in your shaking, mud-caked hands. Let's begin to celebrate, my dear, for we cannot always be endlessly searching for what comes next. Look to one small part of your life for which you might feel grateful now, and let it bring a smile to that weary face of yours. It's a lie that we must stay on the run, ever questing and never resting. Amen. Enjoy this majestic garden that is your world, if only for these short and precious moments. Very nice. So there's a moonlight ritual. Prayer of the slow to sprout seeds. As the day wanes, attune yourself to the longer cycles in your lived story, to the relationships that took years to die as they needed to, perhaps still to be reborn anew, to the enduring roles you played that swelled to fruition, serving you as they did before ebbing gracefully or not so gracefully into the void of infinite potential. Speak a spontaneous prayer now to those slow to sprout seeds, those quietly growing dream visions that have not yet gained the vibrancy you trust is coming. That is super fitting for at least where I am in my life. I don't know, maybe for where you are in your life. The longer cycles in your lived story, that's a huge, huge topic in itself. Just to be able to look back at your life and see repeating cycles, see the things that show up again and again and again. I've had a lot of that energy in my life in the last year. And what's been really lovely is that I've seen it in action. So I think the question that I would pose from this card is really that question of what cycles, long-standing cycles, are you seeing about yourself and in your life? And maybe where is the opportunity in seeing those cycles to choose differently, to create something new from that old pattern, to recognize the things that are driving you into those types of behaviors, to see yourself in action, and then to choose to instead nurture a new seed, to instead water something different. That's what comes up for me with the season of caked hands. And I feel like let's just do one more and see if we've got something else to close out this lovely Sunday. Maybe something complimentary. Maybe something contradictory. I like this spot because I can look up in the window and see a reflection of the cactus and the birds out in the garden or the desert out there behind my house. All right, so we've also got the Flame Tenders Temple, the Flame Tenders Temple. Another lovely card I love. Like I said, the illustrations on these cards are incredible. It's one of the reasons that I pick the cards that I do pick. If you heard the birds all take off out of the tree, that's usually a sign that there's a hawk somewhere around. It chases all of the doves and they all run off. Sometimes the hawk runs the doves into that beautiful window that I can watch the reflection in. It's kind of sad, but everybody's got to eat. So the Flame Tenders Temple, long vision. Witches have the long vision. Witches know that great things take time to cook and the most epic spells take time to come to fruition. So it seems like that kind of fits with the last one. Witches see themselves as part of a long line of wise ones with their most ancient ancestors and loving descendants as part of their story. We are but a single breath in the wild myth that is our soul family. We are so small and yet so extraordinary. We must tend the flames for this damaged miracle we call a planet. We must tend the flames in the name of dying art and soon to be reborn grace. Consider this. What did your grandmothers light candles and speak prayers for that they themselves did not receive, though perhaps you have? And what do you sing your hopeful songs for that might only come to pass for your compassionate yet to be born kin? Yeah, so remembering that a lot of the cycles that we are working with in life might not even be cycles that started in this lifetime. They might be cycles that started in our family line long ago, in our ancestors, in our culture long ago, and we are working with where we are now as a result of those cycles. And we're seeing them, if we're paying attention, and then asking the question, how do I do something that results in a different future for our yet to be born kin? So the Moonlight Ritual, Hymn of the Altar Keeper. Before you take to your bed this night, chant these words in a somber tone. So long have I tended these flames for the Liliths and the Jezebels, for the trapped and the tamed. So long have I wailed for the broken ones and demanded restitution from the vile, neon-blooded power hoarders. Too long have I looked for my own load to be lessened, for my babes to be wilder than I can ever be. On this holy night, when the darkness comes creeping up on me like a shadow creature, I shall be full of faith in the unseen, hooded ones who know me best. Whew. Yeah, so there's a lot of trust in that. There's a lot of faith in that. There's a lot of believing in ourselves, and the hardest part maybe, believing in other people, believing in the world to be capable of change, to be capable of shifting, to be capable of meeting what it is that we're greeting now, turning into whatever shows up for us, knowing that we are going to be able to meet it, knowing that we have what it takes as a civilization, as a species, as a global community to respond in the way that we need to respond. that does take a lot of faith and maybe some letting go of old stories about how the world is, which are very much playing out on a massive global scale right now. And so to say, and yet it could be different, seems like a big stretch. And I believe that's what that Flame Tender's Temple is all about. Yeah, so love you all. See you soon.